here with episode 1 of my podcast called Say It Once More. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Before we get into this video, I do have to have a moment of truth. I just got to. And if you watched my intro video, for my intro video, I had initially planned for it to launch on last Monday at, around 2 p.m. And it didn't end up posting until around, I would say, like 4 to 5 p.m. that day. And let me tell you why. Okay, so a couple days before, I was planning, I was writing everything down, what I'm going to say, how long it's going to be, and, just rehearsing it and everything. So, me, knowing little old Elijah, always trying to wait to the last minute to do things, I tried to record the intro video the same day, hours right before that it was supposed to launch. I know, y'all, don't judge me. Hours before it was supposed to launch, and I wonder why it wasn't going the way that it was supposed to go. In my instant thinking, I was like, the enemy trying to stop me. But sometimes it don't even be the enemy. It be ourselves. It be us in a way of things working out, for us. Because had I planned better, had I recorded ahead of time, I would never had those problems. So it started late posting. I was getting worried, scared, and I just had to put forth what I had. So ain't that just like us though? Always asking God for stuff to help him and to let us start things, and he tell us to go forth. It's time to do it and things like that. We don't even be ready or prepared. Have you ever experienced that? Because I know I have, and I just did. But thank God for his goodness. Thank God for his grace and mercy and being a God of second chances, because now I'm back at it. Well, I'm getting into the groove of it. It's going to be a journey, and I'm just going to, go with the flow of it. But, okay, so I know I'm not the only one who's been seeing that it has been so much going on in this world. Like, so much going on in this world. From a political standpoint, from food standpoint, seeing all these recalls on food. Now, it's been a lot of bad batches, but, that happens here and there. But it's just been recall after recall after recall. And it's been a lot going on, in our personal lives, on the news. It's just been a whole lot. And it seems to me that the world is just getting darker and darker. Like, first, time is flying by. Like, time is going by quick. Like, the days is flying by. And I really feel in my heart that it's God telling us we do not got no more time to waste. It is time to get it right. Not only get it right in our lives, but get it right with him. And it's been so many signs, and I hope y'all see the signs. But that is why, leading into the topic, that is why it's important for us to let our light shine. People are being misguided. Society is it's just not right. Things are just not going right. It's just been a lot going on. And before we can let our light shine, we have to understand how to let our light shine. We have to understand what the light is. And how we can let our light shine. So we're gonna do it with this. I have wrote down a definition. What is light? What is the definition of light? And it says that the definition of light is the natural agent that stimulates sight and make things visible. And then the second one, I wrote two definitions down. It says understanding of a problem or mystery. So in other words, light exposes dark spots. Light reveals things that are hidden, and it brings attention to what needs to be seen. So, giving an example, when you go on stage for a show, a play, or when you see somebody perform and things like that, you instantly will see that everyone's quiet at the beginning, and you hear those who do doom, and that's the spotlight getting ready to be on the people who are performing. So, what I'm basically getting at is that we use light in our everyday lives. in our everyday life. Light is is a powerful source. And let your light shine when you use the gifts and God, when you use the gifts and talents that God has given you. You let your light shine when you speak of the goodness that God has done in your life. You speak of how he brought you far, or how he, helped you overcame certain things to a person who may not know who God is, or just sharing your story, period. That is you letting your light shine, because God is light and God represents goodness and truth. And there are many other ways for you to let your light shine. When you forgive people who aren't sorry, you let your light shine. When you help a person in need, whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, on their walk, that's letting your light shine. You giving them knowledge that you learn. You let it shine when you encourage somebody to keep going, to keep pressing, to keep believing, to have faith, to be encouraged. And you also let your light shine when you serve other people. When you be the presence that they need in their life in that season. I believe that sometimes God places people down our path who may not be in the best season of their life, and we may be in the best season of our life, a good season, and he will call us to let our light shine, to let them know that. So think about it like this. If one light bulb can light up a whole room, just imagine what one person can do in a room full of people. Just imagine it. The impact that one person can have in a room full of people when they are operating in light, sharing their story. It can be something so small. It don't even have to be a room full of people. It can be them talking to one person, and it can still have impact. Have you ever heard of the saying, they be like, what's done in the dark will always come to the light, or what you do in the dark will come to the light? And when you hear it, it's just not something good that you want to hear. It's just always like, it give you the vibe like, whatever you done did, we gonna find out, we gonna see. That's the type of vibe you get when you hear that. And it's because darkness cannot hold light down. When you get into relationship with God, and you remain in him and he remains in you, he will start to shed light on those broken, hidden areas of your life that you may not talk about or that you may not want to deal with. And he begins to do the removing process. He was removing all that darkness out of you and replacing it with the light, with his goodness, with his truth, with knowledge of him, with wisdom. It's just the process. And truth be told, most of the time, we don't want to acknowledge the light, or they don't want to acknowledge the light in their life that they can have in their life, because they don't want to confront those traumas. They don't want to deal with those problems. They don't want to change from those ways. And it ain't always easy. It does take time. But I want to encourage you today. I want to let you know that it is so worth it. It is worth the sacrifices that you will have to make. It is worth the changes that will come to your life. It is worth it. The transformation process is worth it. And not only that, because he removes the bad, but he places good inside of you. God starts to shed light on who you are. He will start having you do things that you never thought that you can do. Giving you business ideas. Having you go to speaking events, talking to people. Having you write books. Having you to do YouTube. Having you to start a podcast. so much things that he started to do in your life when you decide that I want to take part of being a part of the light, operating in the light. And I will tell you this, before I had a couple years ago, I had started two YouTube channels. One was called Vlogs with Lady, and the other one was called Life Lessons with Lady. And during that time, I had started those YouTube channels. I was going through my healing process. I had just started my healing process. And when I tell you before that, I did not like the camera. I did not like being recorded. I did not like taking pictures. I didn't like, I was insecure. I didn't think that I was beautiful. I didn't think that I was pretty and things like that. So I would avoid taking pictures. Sometimes I would jump in someone else's picture and things like that. But I just didn't feel confident in when I took my picture. So my teacher, I used to be online with my teacher, virtual meetings, no test or none, but she would tell me like, Elijah, get in the camera, to have a face-to-face interaction. Elijah, get in the camera. And I would get in the camera, but it was either be my top forehead up, she would only see this part, and she would say, take it, bring it down. Then it'll just be this bottom half. So I tried to avoid it, but it was during a time where I was in the healing process, getting closer to God, starting to pray more and just read the Bible and things like that, that I had the confidence. I was so confident. I was still shy when I recorded the first video, but I still did it. But when I had posted my first intro video on Life Lessons with Lay B, I was in the camera. I said, I'm going to record. I was just talking. I was just, it was just a whole different experience. Like, the insecurity of not wanting to be recorded just went out the window. And then I started posting it all everywhere again. I started doing it. So it's like he was just, molding me and taking things away and adding things because I believed that I was ugly then. But now as I got closer to him, I started to say, I am enough. I am beautiful. I can show myself. It's okay. So that's why I'm saying the enemy and people, sometimes he will use people to try, and use those negative thoughts to try to come and dim your light. And that's nothing. I was able to share my light and share on that channel, Life Lesson with Lady, what I have learned throughout my life to let someone else know and learn from, and connect with in that area. But there will be people who will try to come and dim your light, destroy the light. But if you keep your relationship with God, when you continue on with God, when you keep praising God, when you keep learning about God, nothing will be able to extinguish your light. Just like when he said, nothing will be able to separate you from my love. That is the same with the light. Nothing will be able to extinguish your light, burn your light, take your light away, take it from you. And remember, your light is a powerful source. And I want you to live life on purpose with purpose. We don't have no more time to waste. We need to be doing whatever it is that God has called us to do. Do it afraid. Do it a little scared. Do it a little shy. Just start it. Don't dim your own light by fear and insecurities. Don't worry about what people may say about it. Because your story, your gift, your talent that God has given you will impact the people it needs to impact. And understand that the sole purpose is for us to let our light shine so that everybody will see our good deeds, everybody will see our good works. And it leads up to one purpose, for them to glorify God who is in heaven. So I hope this is an encourager for you to figure out what your light is. Figure out what God placed inside of you and start working towards it. And it may be even something as simple as talking to somebody, helping somebody, telling somebody you love them. You never know what it is. So let your light shine. And I'll see you guys on episode 2 of Say It Once More podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.